The Joy-Con, probably one of Nintendo's most controversial controllers. Alongside the Nintendo 64 controller and the Wii U gamepad, the Joy-Con is often criticised for its uniqueness. Due to its small size, which is done to maintain portability when the Switch is in handheld mode, it's often deemed too uncomfortable to be used for extended periods of time. On top of this, it also becomes even less comfortable when one is used on its side. This has led many to see it as a bad controller in a lot of cases. And we won't even begin to talk about the infamous Joy-Con drift issue. While these factors definitely shine the controller in a bad light, I believe that there is a lot taken for granted with these devices, some of which are so good at their job, for example, that you don't even notice them while playing unless you think about them.
For example, HD Rumble. This is definitely one of my favourite features of the Joy-Con, as it provides an entirely different feel to the game you're playing. It does this by using special haptic motors rather than regular rumble motors. You may have noticed it in games like Mario Kart, where it's used to replicate the feeling of an engine rumbling in your hands, or a slightly metallic feel when picking up a coin. It also works great in games like Smash Bros. Ultimate, where a different feeling is provided to the player depending on the strength of the hit, or even the individual footsteps of your character. My favourite example, though, is how it's implemented in the game 1-2 Switch, where it feels like there are actually small balls in your controller. It really is amazing, and it's a shame that it's implemented so well that you hardly notice it.
One of the most Nintendo-y things that the company has done in recent times is Labo. This is such a creative use of the controllers, and only they would think of something like this. It's one of the few Nintendo IPs that uses the IR scanner at the bottom of the right Joy-Con, and it uses it in very creative ways, like to scan the keys for a cardboard piano or as an actual camera.
This controller is packed full of features that are too hidden or underutilized for you to notice. Have you ever wondered why the home button has a slight greyish plastic ring around it? That's a blue LED ring, which Nintendo has only ever used for one game, which is Ring Fit Adventure, where it's used to act as an alarm to remind you to start a workout. They haven't used it since, and I really think they should, as it has a lot of potential. It could be used to let you know if you've received any other notifications, like a friend request or news updates. Ring Fit Adventure is probably single-handedly the most effective game at using the Joy-Con. Somehow it uses the IR scanner to measure your heartbeat. I compared it to my Apple Watch, and if you do it right, it can be quite accurate. Another example of Nintendo really making the most of the controller's capabilities is the Ring-Con. It's primarily used to work with the game itself. However, you can keep the Joy-Con in the ring and take it anywhere, without your Switch, and it will count your reps. It even makes a little chime as you activate it, and when you use it. When you go back to the game, it will log your reps and give you an in-game reward. It's very clever, and it's a great example of what makes Nintendo so unique. These Nintendo chimes can be found in other games, such as Super Mario Party and Kirby Star Allies.
So why doesn't Nintendo use these features more? Is it too expensive to implement? My best guess would be that most of these features are just too niche to add to most games, hence Nintendo's lack of support for the IR scanner. However, I don't know why they don't use the home button's light more. Come on, Nintendo.
While the Joy-Con is definitely not perfect, I believe it is one of, if not the most versatile controller you can get. It really is special. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.